Hey, what's up everybody? This is Angry Hippie Lady, and I'm watching my FPS for a second. The FPS is mediocre at the best. Why are we having issues? Come on. There we... yeah, this is not gonna work. Last episode, which for me was 2 minutes ago, we talked a little bit about one of the disorders that I've had to deal with. And this episode we're going to talk about another one. This one's not as, in some people's book, not... Tracy! Chill out! In some people's book, it's not as bad. But it's depression. I've dealt with depression through a lot of my stuff that I talked about. Oh, this isn't new at all. So, it's kind of interlaced with everything. As I said last video, when I was a kid, my father kind of made the situation kind of made things hard to have people over. So I was very isolated. Why am I getting... Let me... Okay, that's not much better, but it's a little bit better. So I had to deal with depression. I was isolated a lot. Kinda the way my dad was, it was kinda hard to bring people over to the house. He always had to make excuses for why things were the way they were. And that's never any fun. So that kind of limited my social experiences a lot. Let's cover this up because I can only see death and destruction coming from this. So I had to a thing about depression, people throw around the word a lot. It's kind of like using the word love. People just throw it around and don't really think about it. Like people just say, "Oh, I'm depressed." Well, sadness and depression is something different. Like, I can be sad that I don't know, that give me a second, I can come up with something to be sad about. I can be sad that my mom's not here right now, or that's not really something. I can't come up with something to be sad about. So hard to be sad, no. Oh, here. I could be sad if this video got corrupted, because then I'd have to record it all over again. And that would suck. Because it kinda makes me depressed talking about this. I hear you guys. I hear you, and I am coming to find you. I'm going to talk over them for right now. Or maybe not. Oh yes, it's right here. Holy Jesus! I think this is my first dungeon in this thing. Yeah. Did I get a bucket of lava? I did not. Let's go back and get a bucket of lava from somewhere. I don't care where. We're gonna get a bucket of lava. Bucket of lava. Da, 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 da. I'm depressed about my singing voice. How's that? Ah! Da, 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 da. Ow! That was a surprise. Put a torch there. What did you do? It's just for my feeling good. Apis. Useless. Okay. There were 2 down there. They must despawn. Either that or they're somewhere lurking and trying to find me and will kill me. So, depression on the other hand. Oh my god! That could have been so bad. That could have been really bad. That was really, really dumb. That was really, really, really dumb. Okay. Just grab the bucket and go. I don't even want to let go of shift. Okay. That was scary. I had a mini heart attack. Depression on the other hand, it's more long-term sadness. I could be sad about my goldfish dying. There you go. There's something to be sad about. But that's not going to send me into a depression, which lasts, not just multiple days, but it could last weeks, months, years. Very, very rarely happens, and if it happens for years, you should get help. You shouldn't let things last for that long. So die. Die, you. Oh! Ah! I can get up here now! Oh god, there's a creeper. No, 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 no. Where's my sword? Daggone. There's lava. No, 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 no. Get over here. Come here. Come here. You died. Die in lava. So that's a good way to explain depression in my opinion. Doop. No! 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 I just got a daggone bucket of lava and I messed up. Anything cool? Nope. Alright. Let's go through here. Because apparently there's some spawning over here. So let's take care of. Oh, there's not just some. There's a lot. So, symptoms of depression. You feel very lethargic. You sleep a lot. Sometimes all day. Or you eat a lot. Well, look at this little cluster. Look at that! That's the best thing I think I've ever seen. Look at that. Just look at this. Hurry up and take a picture before you get a creeper. Gimme. Gimme. There we go. Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Alright. Let's light this stuff up before, creeper spawns and kills it all. So, symptoms of depression, lethargy, eating. Eating is a big thing. I am a very emotional eater, actually. And so, pretty much, whenever I'm sad, angry, happy, I eat. That's another thing I've had to overcome, is, emotional eating. So, had a lot of eating issues. You don't think about them until, oh, there's a creeper. Until there's a creeper. Oh, what? Oh, it's dark. I know, it's dark. I'm sorry. There. Creeper, zombie, and skeleton, just in case you couldn't see. Let me see. How am I... Right. Okay. So... Oh, great lava. Great light. Creeper. Ah. You didn't stand a chance. So... Eating, whether it be under eating or overeating, sleeping too much or sleeping too little. I need to eat. Speaking of eating, yeah. Wanting, I mean, when I was depressed, I didn't want to be around people. I'll just use my experiences as ways to let you know what symptoms are. I didn't want to be around people. I didn't want I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to talk to my parents even. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to interact or do anything. Keep on digging up under myself. I'm gonna die doing that. Where did I go? But, oh, I left this area dark right here, didn't I? Yep. Okay. Got me all confused. And so, depression, after talking about a really big disorder, doesn't seem like such a bad disorder. So why am I talking about it? Well, because depression can lead to other things. Depression can lead to eating disorders or lead to self-mutilation, or many other things. Suicide, even. And not in all cases. That is not going to happen in all cases. I completely understand that. But it can lead to that, and it's happened before, and it can happen again. So if you're feeling depressed, it might be a good idea to go talk to somebody. I'm not saying go to a therapist, because I am one of those people who is very against therapy. Even though I'm actually thinking about going, not very against it. Let's see. I don't want to go to therapy, so I usually don't suggest people to go to therapy unless I think it's absolutely necessary. So that's not what I'm saying at all. Find somebody that will accept you as who you are, and if you want to talk to me, I'll talk. I've talked to many people about depression, self-mutilation. Anorexia is not something I've talked about, but to somebody else, that is, to try and help them out with that. But I can tell you what I've done to deal with it, and hopefully that could help you in the long run. But I do suggest for those things, you do find somebody that you can talk to, and if you are still suffering from these disorders, then and things are out of hand, it might be good to see a therapist. Common misconception with therapy is people who go to therapists are crazy. Well, you just heard right here and now that I'm actually thinking about going to therapy, and I'm not crazy. I'm here and I'm completely sane. I've just had to go through so much shit that I need help. I've tried to be strong through it all, and I need help dealing with it. I'm not crazy at all. So that's a common misconception that keeps people out of the therapist office. And it's not right at all, because these people need help, and it's already bad enough without people shredding what little what the hell is this? Self-esteem that these people already have. So just think about what you're saying before you say it. That's another thing about all this. Think before you speak, because you, yeah. But as I said, I'm thinking about going to therapy so I can talk to somebody who has been trained to help with this stuff. And that way maybe it won't be so hard. But it's still going to be a long, long journey ahead of me. Blah. So, let's be smart here. And that, people, is how you be smart. So, that, I need to readjust. Back hurts. So, talking about depression and what it can lead to. My depression I'm about to admit something, you can tell because I'm getting quiet. Oh, yeah. Why did I decide to do this again? My depression led to, the latter two things I mentioned. I believe it was the last two things I mentioned. I started self-mutilation around the age of 15. It's actually my 15th birthday. I remember that specifically. And I continued on until I was about 17 and a half, 18 or so. What stopped me from doing that is, I was at, you realize I'm a churchgoer, and that might be something to talk about in another episode, but people think that because you go to church, you have everything right and straight and everything, and you can tell from all this stuff I've talked about, you don't have everything right and straight. You still have struggles, and you still go through stuff. But anyway, I was at church camp, and I finally decided, the youth minister we had at the time, I finally decided that, hey, he had a fucked up life too, so I can talk to him. And so I was like, hey, I won't say his name, but let's call him Jim, I guess. Hey Jim, I need to talk to you about something. It's something very personal, and I just want to talk. This was the second year I talked to him. I talked to him the year before. Actually, I got my years mixed up. This wasn't the year that I was just starting to talk to him. This was the year after. And I said, hey, I need to talk about something else, because this was the second year. And so, like last year, we waited until nighttime after everybody had gone to sleep and a lot of the ruckus had stopped. People were calming down and less people were walking by, and we went outside in a cool Georgia night. We were in Georgia at the camp, and sat down, and one of my previous youth ministers had attempted suicide. And so that's how I started my... Oh! Hi! That's how I started my conversation off. Was, how can somebody who believes in Christ try to kill themselves? And I had hinted that for a while I've been trying to deal with that. Which I have. It was a hard thing to deal with at the time because he was somebody who I really cared about, and it was the first time I had ever experienced something like that. I mean, I had never heard of anybody committing suicide until then. So, or I never knew somebody who had committed or attempted suicide until then. So, he said, well, I really don't know, and I really don't have an answer. And he said, well, I'm really sorry. I wish I could answer your question, but I just don't have an answer for this. And I understood, because he had never been down that road. But it was a way for me to open the door to get out what I needed to get out. And so, step by step. I don't want to do step by step for y'all. Eventually, I was sitting in the rocking chair that I was sitting in, sobbing. And, he said, so, how long have you been cutting? And I stopped immediately, and I just looked at him. I was like, how long have you known? He said, well, I'm not dumb. I could see that you were hurt. I could see you were depressed. And it was only a matter of time until you came to me about something. So then I told him my story, and that's what I'm telling you guys right now. It's my story. It's been a long, long road. Like I said, it started when I was 15, and I stopped when I was about 17 and a half or 18. It's not easy, and if you do this, it's not easy. Not at all. It's not easy to quit, but it's the best thing to do. I'm 19 now, and it's been about a year since I've done any of that. So that's really good news. I've had relapses. I've had to deal with that, and it's possible to go on without a relapse, but it's really, really hard. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that it's hard. This is all hard. If you're thinking about this stuff, just listen to this and don't do it, because it's the worst mistake you could ever make. It really is. You know, when you're putting up with all this stuff, it seems like it's so impossible to make it through, but it's so impossible to overcome this. Like, if I thought dealing with depression was hard, dealing with this is hard. So, that's what my depression led to. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. But next episode, we're gonna talk about the thing that my depression led to. So thank you all for watching. I am Angry Hippie Lady. Peace out.